Greetings, one and all, and thank you for joining me again on the Awaken to Ascend YouTube channel. I hope you're having fun. I don't know if it's fun. I hope you're learning. I hope we're all learning. I don't know. I just like to start discussions. I don't want to portray myself as having all the answers. I want to learn with you all, and that's why we're here. But today I would like to share my version of reality to you. My version of what's going on here, and hopefully spark some discussion. I mentioned in my first video that Tara and I, my twin flame, did a lot of channeling, and she's a very talented channeler, and we learned a lot through her channelings, our channelings really. And one of the most mind-blowing things we learned about is the black cube matrix. And you've probably heard me refer to it several times in this channel already, the black cube matrix. So I want to just talk about the nature of reality as it pertains to my reality. We're all in our own realities, guys, and we all absorb the information that we need to complete our mission. For me, my mission is ascension. I would like to ascend in this lifetime. So for me to ascend in this lifetime, I have to set my consciousness outside of 3D. Outside of what's going on here, and set my sights more on 4D, 5D, higher. And so that's kind of the information that I've received. So I'm going to put a link to our channelings, especially the Black Cube Matrix channeling, in the description below and in the card so that you can see where I'm getting a lot of my information. So let me start with, I believe that Source is a entity of energy that's at the center of all things. And Source is constantly expanding. I think it's a pure love vibration. I believe there's other sources outside of this universe, but it gets real complicated. We're going to keep it to this universe right now. There's lots of universes. There's infinite universes in every direction. We're in a universe with 13 realms. And when I say realms, I'm just talking about vibrational frequencies. We find ourselves here in the third vibrational frequency, where there's physicality, where we can touch stuff, right? We're not beings of light. We are, but we're in a physical body. Outside of this, there's the fourth realm, which is no physicality, no time, no place, but it's very similar to this realm. It's the next realm over. 5D is a higher realm, 6D, 7D. The vibrational frequency speeds up as you go higher in the realms. But to speak about the nature of 3D, what we've learned is that this is a black cube matrix construct. Some might call it a simulation. Some might call it a prison. Some might call it a school. But the bottom line is that this is a place where souls come intentionally to learn in the most extreme way possible. In 3D, there's polarity, extreme polarity, okay? There's the most beautiful love and the most dark evil here. And we get to decide how we want to play it. We get to decide a polarity, we get to decide a frequency, and we get to play it out. And we do all this for learning. We do it to learn. I might say, oh, I want to learn what it's like to be a train robber. So I'll be sent to 1800s Wyoming, and I'll live out a life as a train robber. I'll die, and then I'll be sent to a life review. In that life review, I'll be made to feel guilt. I'll be made to feel anger about the way I lived my life, and I'll be convinced to come back here in a reincarnation cycle. I believe there's entities controlling this cube. They didn't create the cube. They can barely maintain the cube, but they can manipulate the 3D beings in it. These are 4D entities, reptilians, greys, mantids, arachnids. They're just frequencies of entities that are in 4D. We're in 3D, they're in 4D. They have a little bit more power and control over us because they're of a higher vibration. So what they'll do is when we die, rather than send us back to where we came, they have an interest in keeping us in this cube. And so they'll keep us locked here by manipulating us to come back. They'll say, oh, you treated your son so poorly in that lifetime. you got to go make it up. You got to go make amends. So your son's going to come back as your father, and you're going to be the son this time, and you're going to learn the opposite lesson. And we say yes. If we're in enough ego, because I believe our ego stays with us in this reincarnation cycle, if we're in enough ego, we'll be convinced. They'll leverage us. They'll use something against us. And they'll manipulate us to come back. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. We agreed to come here knowing these rules, knowing the parameters of this cube matrix, but we wanted this. We wanted to keep learning in physicality. Now, why did we come here? I believe only the bravest, strongest, most daring souls come to this cube matrix. We've learned that it's like the 2% of all entities in this universe have the tenacity to come here, because it's very difficult. Our memories are wiped, we forget who we are, and we have to try to see if we can remember ourselves each lifetime. So, how did we get here? We committed a free will violation. This is getting more deeper into the weeds, of course, but we came here intentionally. We all committed a violation of free will in another realm, and we did it on purpose to see if we could hack it here. Oftentimes, maybe every time, I don't know, we just replay our free will violation in our lives over and over and over until we learn the lesson of it, until we see the light and the shadow of it. And that, to me, friends, is ascension. Once you see your full darkness and your full light, that reincarnation cycle can no longer hold you. Because you've learned the lesson, you've graduated the school, you've broke out of the prison, however you want to look at it. That's the way I see it. Now, is this true for you? I don't know. Is it true for me? Yes. This is my reality that I'm creating. You're creating your own reality. But I think it's so important to find our balance, our middle. We can easily just fly off into the higher polarities. I want to live love and light. That's all I want to do. I don't want to look at any dark stuff. Well, you're just hiding from half of yourself. We all have equal parts, dark and light, within us. And the journey here is to look at all of it and to learn from all of it. If you're just going to be in the darkness and deny your light, well, you're just going to keep coming here over and over and over again, committing acts of atrocities against yourself until you learn that that wasn't such a good thing to do to yourself. So that's how I think it works here. As far as all this, I believe this is a holographic simulation. Nothing of it is truly real. We learn that through our channelings, we learn that space is false, it's fake, it's not real. It's real in the sense that you can go there. It's real in the sense that there's planets, there's stars, there's emptiness out there that you can explore. But it's also part of the simulation. And the reason it's in the simulation is to give us something to do, something for our egos to focus on. Because that's how they control us, is through the ego. They can't control our light, they can't control our higher selves, but they can control our ego because ego is part of the Cube Matrix program. It is the Cube Matrix program. So they give us space so that we have something to bite down on. Let's say we're in this cube planet here, and all there is Earth. Eventually we figure out everything there is to figure out on Earth. And once we figure out everything there is to figure out on Earth, well, what are we going to do? We're going to start going inwards and start figuring out ourselves. And that's what they don't want. They don't want that. So they give us space so that our egos can focus on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And there's always going to be a next thing and more entities to meet and more places to go. And that keeps us from going inwards. That's why space exists. That's why it's part of the program. So just to reiterate, breaking out of this program means going inward and learning about your own shadow, your own light, and depending on your reality, finding that middle path. I mean, some of us are going to ascend through the light, sure. Some of us are going to ascend through the darkness. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to have their own thing. But for me, I'm just sharing me. I think finding the middle is the way to go. I could explain that more in depth, absolutely. I could talk about this for hours. Okay, but we're going to keep this to 10 minutes. So yeah, I know that's a lot to chew on, but definitely go check out the channelings that we've done together, Tara and I, and see for yourself where I'm getting this info and how I process it through my little heart and brain, and make up your own decisions. I'm just trying to present my perspective, and hopefully you guys can discuss about it. I think that would be really cool. I love comments. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm doing this for the comments, guys. That's why I love the comments. So I want community. I want discussion. I want to learn. I want to hear your thoughts. So you know what to do. Also, like the video if you did like it, and subscribe if you want to see more. That's all there is to it. Ask your questions, say your opinions. I love to hear it. So thank you guys for tuning in as always, and I love you and I thank you. Bye.